What is happening, guys? You're welcome to the fifth, I think, SmartExaminer Manager tutorial. I've lost count of lost track of the count. Oh, lost count of the track. Excuse me. Okay. In here, we're just going to do some demonstration of several things. Okay, and the very first thing I'm going to do is to try to log in. Okay, so try to log in. I'm just going to let this in first of all, and let me get this fixed properly and try to log in from here. I think I should just create an examinee with one simple code instead of having to do all this. Let me just create an examinee real quick. Okay, and retail and hidden. First then, let me just say let me just still call it Rich Boy, and let me just say Davis, gender male. I'm just gonna change this image real quick because I'll be using it to do some demonstration. I think I'm just gonna let that go for now. Alright, let me just quickly log in here, and with my information. Now there are no examinees. Okay, there's no exams have been mapped to me. Okay, I actually just added that examinee, so I need to map some exam to him. So let me just do that quickly. Tutorial exams, push this, continue mapping, and alright, if I try to log in again, here I have my excuse me, my mapped exam. So if I click on choose exam, it's going to attempt to connect to a running SmartExaminer Manager because it needs to get approval to start this exam. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to click on choose exam, but it's gonna fail. Okay, it's gonna fail. As you can see, unable to connect to server PC may be turned off. That is because the IP address of this very system here is different from the one that has been customized. Now if I click on preferences and you see manager PC IP address, this actually references the SmartExaminer Manager IP address. Okay, we can actually auto detect it if this is a system. We can auto detect it, but if it fails, you might want to probably come to your IP config and do that. As you can see, we actually got that right. Okay, that's one thing that needs to be done, and it needs to be saved and applied. Now if this is saved and applied, one thing you would need to do is to restart the client, because the client picks the address from the Ratelsoft server. Okay, it picks that IP address from the Ratelsoft server. So the only thing that can be done is to close it and relaunch it. Okay, so that's why this configuration, excuse me, needs to be set before the clients actually start the exam. So one thing you can do is just to create a test examinee and verify that you can actually connect, okay, before the exam really starts. So while waiting for this application to start, okay, there is something I'm gonna do right now. Okay, there's something I'm gonna do right now. You may probably not see something because on my system here it's gonna show on the right hand side, and this recording is just about in the middle. Okay, but normally the SmartExaminer Manager is alerted when there is a connection. Oh, I think I got this wrong. Okay, if I choose exam, it requests permission, and you might probably be seeing some of that information here. As you can see, it shows me an alert that someone is trying to connect, okay, from a device, and that's exactly what happens. As you can see here, it shows these are some basic information which we added from the SmartExaminer designer. Some like duration for this exam, the exam title, the instruction for this exam as well, and the papers, number of papers, number of questions, and duration for each paper. And since this is a client controlled exam, okay, as you can see from here, this is a client controlled exam. Means the client is going to be the one to begin this exam, and if there are multiple papers, basically the client can change the paper he or she wants to start. That's about it for now. Alright, what I'm gonna do now is to close this and restart it again. Okay, I want to show you something. As you can see, also alerts me when a connected client has been disconnected. So what I'm gonna do is to change my manager to the one running from within the virtual machine, so that I see that alert information as well. So what I would do is to start this manager application, and I'm going to change that preference setting for it to be on this manager. Just going to click auto detect, and I'm going to save and apply the setting. And so any connecting client now should use should use that information. So that's basically what we're going to do, and we're just going to test that out so that you see the connection information for. Okay, but before I do this, one thing I'll come here to do for this examinee, H-Boy Davis, let me just add an image for this examinee. Okay, because that image would show up if you add. If you do not add, it's just going to show something like this. Okay, I'm just going to add this one, the same one we added for the other rich boy. Alright, so let me try to connect now. RATL hidden. So as you can see, if I click on choose exam, now it shows me this information. A connection has been established with this from this device. This is just like a hint that can guide you to know if somebody is trying to connect from somewhere outside the exam environment, or you want to know where examinees are being connected from, so that you probably can locate them and maybe give them some form of assistance, as the case may be. Alright, now this allowed me to connect. Okay, but I want to show something. For instance, excuse me, if I change the permission for this exam, okay, if I change manage exam permissions, what's really happening? Okay, if I change the manage exam permission for this examinee, okay, and I close this, now I'm gonna try to log in here again. Now I can log in, I can see the exam, but if I click on choose exam to start, here it's going to tell me you have not been granted approval to start the exam, and it's going to inform the manager, okay, the connection was rejected from this because this examiner has not been granted approval. So this can give the examiner a clue for someone that's trying to connect from somewhere outside the exam environment. So that is one thing you need to know, and I can change that to allow this examinee connect. Okay, so I'm just going to close this and I'm going to try to connect again. Well, as you can see, in this case it's allowed me connected, and just can download the exam and pack the exam, and I can begin the exam. So what I'm going to do is to click on begin. Okay, now these are sample questions which we developed. Now this is the client telling me I have less than 5 minutes, because we just had 5 minutes on the clock. So it's going to inform you if you have less than 5 minutes at any time. If you click on that alert, it just hides it. And here is when you see the icon red, it means you viewed that question but you didn't attempt that question. That means you skipped the question. Okay, but if you click on one, okay, basically it changes color to green, which means you have answered that question. I'm going to click on this. I know this answer is 6, and I don't know this answer. And for this, I'm just going to choose this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get 2 and fail 2 in this case. So if you're done with the exam, you can click on finish exam. You can also toggle the view. For instance, the view, it's not showing properly, you can just click on toggle multi-option view for it to show vertically. Okay, that's one thing. They can also change it back whenever they feel like, okay, for questions, so that they see everything at once. You can move to the next question. When you're done, you click on finish exam, which I'm just going to do here. Yes, I'm going to stop this exam ended. I'm going to close this. Excuse me. As you can see, reports posted successfully, and the manager is also informed that an examinee has just concluded his exam. And here it shows me my score because I allowed it to show me the score. Okay, if I didn't want it to show the score, I'm just going to click on preferences, come down here, and client app settings, and say okay, it actually showed the score. It actually showed the score because this is an unregistered version. Okay, for the unregistered version, it's going to show for only the first connected examinee. Okay, irrespective of what you set here. It's just some form of check and measure, okay, which we did, and that's just one thing you need to be aware of. Now there are lots of features, okay, but we'll be showing them in subsequent tutorials. Lots of features which you can customize, even in the SmartExaminer designer. Here you can add fields which would show up in the exam. For instance, in this, okay, this exam is actually disconnected for now, I'm guessing, but let me just try something out. If for instance I come down to this exam here and I click on show client details. Now what I'm going to do is to click on this real quick and switch to the, as you can see, it shows the client information. This can be useful for anything. It can be useful for inspection, can be useful for anything, but it just shows the image by default. But if I want more information, okay, it means I'll need to come down here to client application settings and add new fields that would show up. For instance, I want the first name to show up, I want the last name to show up, and maybe I also want some of the things to show up, the gender as well to show up. And if I click on save, it's going to save this, and if I restart my client, it will show with the new information, but that will be done in subsequent tutorials. Thank you very much for watching this.